I gave my heart to a storm once or twice, chasing a fire, then paying the price. The kind of man who's like a midnight rain, bringing the thunder, leaving the pain. I used to wonder why I lost my way in the hollow heat of a wasted day. But a broken compass still has its part in teaching the lessons of a searching heart. You have to know the bitter and the cold before the silver turns into gold. I walk through the thorns and the jagged line to learn the difference between yours and mine. Sometimes you love the wrong one for a while, to learn the truth behind an honest smile. Now that I found you, I finally see why all those shadows were meant to be. Gratitude tastes like a vintage wine. I'm glad for the dark, 'cause now you shine. It was just the road that led me away from the heavy load. So I'll raise a glass to the ghosts of the past, to the good for nothings that didn't last. They taught me to listen, they taught me to stay. When a truly good man came walking my way, in this quiet bar, in this amber light, everything's exactly beautifully right. Sometimes you love the wrong one for a while, to learn the truth behind an honest smile. Now that I found you, I finally see why all those shadows were meant to be. The long way home was worth the walk. So glad I found you. To love is to wake, or so they say, a beautiful thorn in the light of day. If you wanna be safe, if you want no pain, then stay inside, away from the rain. Lock all the windows, bolt every door, and don't let the heart longing for more a different ghost that's waiting there when the room is silent and the bed is cold. A story of nothing begins to unfold. You're safe from the sting, you're safe from the fall, but the absence of it is the hardest of all. It's a circle of shadows, a restless game. To love is a fire, to leave is the same. One way you burn, the other you freeze. Down on your spirit, down on your knees. Woody was right in the middle of the night. There's no way to win, but there's no way to fight. Bittersweet prison, a velvet cell, heaven's reflection in a personal hell. Choosing your poison, cup by cup. So I'll sit at the bar with my double-edged heart, knowing quite where to end or to start. Suffering because you're here in my head, or suffering because I'm lonely instead. It's a beautiful mess, this logic of old, a story that's never quite finished or told. It's a circle of shadows, a restless game. To love is a fire, to leave is the same. One way you burn, the other you freeze. Down on your spirit, down on your knees. steps taken forward, then drifting back, searching for traces on a moonlit track. Every shadow makes me stop and stare, a quiet confusion filling the air. Words on my tongue, but they never fly, like a silent cloud in a midnight sky. The more I falter, the more I lose my way in this labyrinth where I want to stay. The more I hesitate, the more I know it's the depth of love that makes me slow. A beautiful mumble, a sweet delay, loving you more in every tangled way. Alice said it right in the quiet gold. The heart's uncertainty is a story told of the feeling so deep it fears to move. So I'll stand right here in the hazy light, safe in the puzzle of this velvet night. My trembling hands, my wandering mind are the truest treasures I could ever find. The more I hesitate, the more I know it's the depth of love that makes me slow. A beautiful mumble, a sweet delay, loving you more in every tangled way. The more I'm lost, the more it's love, just a little bit more. Stop searching for the perfect line, the polished words, the vintage wine. Don't worry if your tongue is tied by the rushing river deep inside. Silence isn't empty, silence isn't cold. It's the greatest story that's never been told. A trembling hand, a sudden heat, the way your heart forgets its beat. Your eyes are writing poems in the without a sound, without a spark. The way you stand, the way you breathe is more than any word could ever weave. Your whole being is the scream, the cry, the honest truth beneath the sky. No need to speak, no need to show. Your very skin has its own glow. Your entire self is the lover's call, a brave confession that says it all. Fall away like shadows at the break of day. Just be the fire, just be the light in the middle of this velvet night. The world will hear what you have to say in the quietest, most beautiful way. Its own glow. Just your breath, just your light, the silent confession. The world is full of faces in the light, the charming ones, the ones who fade by night. Some are easy, some are hard to bear. 1,000 whispers floating in the air. I've seen the flaws, I've felt the cold in every story that the city told. hardest words, the moments I might dread, the tangled thoughts inside your lovely head. But in the crowd of all the perfect ones, you're the only moon among the suns. I've known the best, I've known the worst, I've seen the hunger and I've felt the thirst. But in the garden of the souls I see, you are the only truth that's meant for me to be the favorite with all your scars. Is to be the brightest of the distant stars. For the mess you are, don't give me a saint without a trace of rain. Don't give me a heart that's never felt the pain. I want the you that's difficult and real, the only one that makes me truly feel. Among all women, through the thick and thin, you're the only race I want to win. I've known the best, I've known the worst, I've seen the hunger and I've felt the thirst. But in the garden of the souls I see, you are the only truth that's meant for me. With all your flaws, yes, it's you. Really you. Some people collect the flowers in the field, counting the secrets that the seasons yield. 1,000 faces in a passing parade, but the colors they find are the ones that fade. They know the surface, the ripple, the shore, but they never dive deep to the ocean floor. But to stay by your side through the winter and gray, to learn every line that the years display, is to read a whole world in a single glance. A lifelong study, a sacred dance. One soul is a canyon, ancient and wide, with a million mysteries hidden inside. They say unlock the heart, to know you completely, the sun and the rain, the joy of your laughter, the root of your pain. The depth of one is a mountain so high, a single star in an infinite sky. It's not in the many, it's not in the crowd, it's the whisper that speaks when the world is too loud. Tolstoy's wisdom in the candlelight. So I'll keep my eyes on the map of your skin, the only country I wanna live in. For in your one life I find every tale, the wind in the rigging, the ghost in the sail. By loving just you I have come to see the heart of all women, the soul of the tree. They say that many will teach you the art, but only one can unlock the whole heart, to know you completely, the sun and the rain. The depth of one is a mountain so high. To know you is to know it all. You think you've caught the moonlight in a jar, you think you finally reached the distant star. You hold the key, you memorize the line, you think the vintage bottle makes the wine. But once the prize is settled on the shelf, it starts to lose the magic of itself. A man will hunt until the game is won, then start to miss the heat of midday sun. The moment that you're his and his alone, the thrill is gone, the bird is made of stone. He looks for shadows in the morning light, missing the mystery of the velvet night. Don't let him hold the whole of who you are. Stay like the ripple, stay like the falling star. The more he has, the less he'll wanna see. So keep a little the spark. So let him wander, let him chase the ghost of the hidden shores he wants to love the most. Never quite captured, never fully known, a queen forever on a shifting throne. Be the question that he can't explain, the sudden silver in the pouring rain. Don't let him hold the whole of who you are. Stay like the ripple, stay like the falling star. The more he has, the less he'll wanna see. So keep a little piece of you for me. Straightens his tie, he clears his throat, fixing the collar of his finest coat. Trying to be a king upon a hill, when he's just a man standing very still. He wants to be more than his soul can hold, a story of silver turned to frantic gold. He'll speak of the stars as if they were his, painting a picture of a world that isn't as it is. A little too loud, a little too bright, trying to dazzle the middle of the night. Poor foolish heart, acting out a part, losing the finish before he finds the start. The more he loves, the more he tries to hide, the simple, quiet person living deep inside. He wants to be worshipped, he wants to be grand, building a castle on the shifting sand. It's a funny sight, a comedy of grace, written in the lines of his earnest face. From Ford knew the secret, the irony of pride. The louder the ego, the more it has to hide. makes a hero out of a ghost, searching for the things that he lacks the most. So I'll let him play, I'll let him pretend, until the illusion reaches its end. The more he loves, the more he tries to hide the simple, quiet person living deep inside. He wants to be worshipped, he wants to be grand, a funny sight in a lonely land. Trying so hard, just for a look. The funniest thing about love. Wore the shadows like a heavy coat, a lonely letter that I never wrote, always whispered to the empty room. I'm not the flower that was meant to bloom. Walking the halls of never enough, thinking I was made of unlovable stuff. But the midnight mirror doesn't tell a lie. You watch the years and the dreams go by. Tonight I saw a truth much colder still, a bitter pill against the windowsill. Worse than the silence, worse than the blue, was the wall I built between me and you. But it was my own soul acting It's a heavy thing, this brand new light, to realize I was the one holding the night. But in this honesty, there's a quiet grace. Looking at the lines on a stranger's face. I said I was unloved, a heart left behind, but it was my own soul acting so blind. In the circle of the dance. They talk of time, they talk of years, of building love through smiles and tears. But in this room, beneath the blue, the clock has stopped because of you. A single spark, a sudden light that cut a hole right through the night. It wasn't a slow and steady climb. It wasn't a mountain conquered with time. Just a shift in the air, a breath held tight, a shadow yielding to the light. If the heart doesn't know in the very first beat, then the victory is never quite complete. If love doesn't strike at the very first glance, then it isn't the magic, it isn't the dance. Marlowe knew the truth in the quiet dark. The world is born from a single spark, just one look, and the soul is sold. A story that's silver, a destiny goal. Before a word was ever said, the maps were drawn inside my head. So let them wait and let them plan. I'll take the moment while I can. The lightning bolt, the sudden grace found in the silence of your face. I didn't need 1,000 days to lose myself inside your gaze. If love doesn't strike at the very first glance, then it isn't the magic, it isn't the dance. Marlowe knew the truth in the